So JuJu Watkins is a hell of a player, and she had a historically great freshman season. She was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. She was like one of the leading scorers in the nation. Not quite Caitlin Clark, but more points than Caitlin had as a freshman. And still, JuJu Watkins, you would have thought that her record for most points in a game by a freshman of 51 was going to stand for a while. It stood for under a year. It stood for less than a year. Because 5-star recruit from Vanderbilt, Michaela Blakes, scored 53 points yesterday. And by the way, she had 2 points at the end of the first quarter. She scored 51 points. 51 points in 3 quarters. She tied JuJu's in 3 quarters. That is mental. That is absolutely mental. Like, what Michaela Blakes did yesterday was unbelievable. And it wasn't like they were playing a bad team. Like a very bad team. And it wasn't like this was a blowout. They played Florida. And by the way, she took the same amount of shots as JuJu Watkins did yesterday, and JuJu had 20 points. Although, again, look, JuJu's hooping. She's been hooping this season. Her defense improved. Actually, her offense has been iffy this season. I know her shooting's a bit better, but team's doing well. She's defending well. Yesterday, she was super in the second half. Really, really bad in the first half. But, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, she's still going to be really good, but the points record she's not going to get close to the points record, in my opinion. Not even an opinion, it's just almost certain that she's not going to get close to that points record. But, yeah, so let's take a look at how Michaela Blakes got these points. Like, again, look, she's a 5-star recruit. It's not like she's playing for some bad college. She's playing for Vanderbilt in a game against Florida, who are always going to be, at least, it's a big college. They're always going to be decent. Like, look, they're unranked, but they're not, and they're 10-11. They're not going to be terrible. Michaela Blake's just how she's getting those points. Getting to the basket, she was hitting threes. Like, she hit 51 through 3 quarters. They had no answer whatsoever for Michaela Blake's. Like, doing it on 66% shooting from the field. And I can't believe that JuJu Watkins' record was broken within the year. Like, someone actually broke the record. The all-time record for points of freshmen has been broken twice in 2 years. And the talent level coming through in women's basketball is scary. And I mean that. Like, it is absolutely scary. Like, if you look at just this year's freshman class, everyone talks about the 2027 draft. But, like, if you look at the 2026 WNBA draft, like, we have to look at previous years. In the 2023 WNBA draft, the best player obviously was Aaliyah Boston. After that, no one had a clue what was going on. Like, Diamond Miller went 2. Number 3 was Maddie Seegers, who's decent. Number 4 was Suarez, who's out of the league. Number 5 was Lou Lopez Seneschal, who's probably got 1 more year in the league to see what she can do. If not, she'll be out of the league. And then, like, Horston's probably one of the better players. We saw a 2022 draft where it wasn't particularly strong after Ryan Howard. And 2021, there was Dejanay was the best player in that draft. Like, was so many kind of weak drafts in a row. But now we're looking at 2026, you're going to see Tanaya Latson, you're going to see Lauren Betts, you're going to see Flaujae in that class. Potentially Janiyah Barker, if she ends up waiting in college. Like, there's a lot of elite players in that draft class too. And then 2027, obviously, no one's shut up about that class. But this year's freshman class is insane too. Sarah Strong is already arguably better than Paige Beckers. Jelani Cambridge is hooping. Joyce Edwards has been insane for South Carolina. Silas Swords has been ridiculously good for Michigan. Michaela Blakes has just set the record for points in a game for a freshman. There's also players like Toby Fournier, who's been doing pretty well at UConn. And you forget about how many young players there are coming through overseas, how many more players there are coming from overseas that are like legitimate players. Keomi McMillan as well is just as far as skill-wise, might be the most skilled player in women's basketball. Like, she's Kennedy Carter-esque on and off the floor, to be honest, it seems. But, like the 2028 WNBA draft class, like I would not be trading away future picks if I was any team. Like these draft classes are going like they're getting better and they're getting deeper. Like we're seeing in 2025 just how deep this draft class is, and we're gonna see how deep the 2027 draft has got. Off the top of my head, the top 5 could very well be Madison Booker, Michaela Williams, JuJu Watkins, Hannah Hidalgo, and the gigantic 7'3" demigod that is Zhang Zhu. Like that's your top 5. And then you've got the likes of Full Wiley who have the potential to be like, who genuinely have the potential to be like super duper stars. Like, and she's not even going to be a lottery pick, or unlikely to be a lottery pick. The depth of these drafts is going to be crazy. And fair play to Michaela Blakes. Obviously, look, she's been a very, very good freshman. A lot of the freshmen have been good. Like, a lot of the freshmen this year have been super, super good. Like, she's averaging 22 points for a ranked team. Where is she ranked in the nation in scoring? I actually need to see that. Where is she ranked in the nation with 22.4 points? So, like, obviously, like, it goes Latson. So, 22.4. Like, she's the 7th leading scorer in the nation as a freshman. And then, I'm trying to... Are there any other freshmen that are up there at the top? Like, McMillan has to be near 20. I think Sarah Strong's at about 17. McMillan's on averaging 19 points per game as a freshman. And then a lot of them that go to the top colleges aren't going to be leading the nations in scoring because they're, they got better players around them. Just like, again, JuJu's percentages are up on last year. But JuJu Watkins also is... she's also... like, not averaging as many points as last year. Like, she's down 2 points per game on last year. And, like, look, JuJu's not going to come close to the Caitlin Clark record, but because she's playing with a lot of better players. Like, if Caitlin Clark wouldn't have averaged 30 a game, if the rumor of Sedona Prince going to Iowa, so not Sedona Prince, Jesus, Lauren Betts going to Iowa instead of UCLA was true, Caitlin Clark probably wouldn't have averaged 30. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It is crazy, though, just how good these young players are going to be over the next couple of years. Like, fair play to whoever's coaching these girls in basketball, to whatever reason they continue to play basketball. Because in terms of girls' sports, there's always such a big drop-off when you get past the age of, like, 13, 14. And fair play to the coaches, fair play to everyone involved with keeping all these girls involved in sports at a longer age. Because now we are seeing, and obviously, look, the players that were in the W were always going to stick with it, but there needs to be all these leagues, there needs to be all these opportunities, because now we are seeing some incredibly good players coming through. And all we're going to see is, in the next 10 to 15 years, the level of basketball in the WNBA continuing to go up and up and up. But anyway, I'll see you guys.